Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Everett is compelled to confess all and Alex finds Theresa in Brady's arms. In a Days of Our Lives, a few couples are meeting up, while others perhaps falling apart. Peruse what occurs and watch the review beneath. After a fruitless assault on the bistro, Ava was tense. She and Clyde are deeply involved in the drug trade, and she is attempting to cover their tracks by pretending to be in a relationship with Stefan. Coming up, Harris lets Ava know that he cherishes her, and he thinks perhaps she definitely knows. They pull in for a kiss. Gracious, how this will confuse things considerably further for Ava. In the wake of proposing and setting a conditional wedding date for Valentine's Day, Chanel and Johnny share fresh insight about their commitment with Paulina. All things considered, it's more similar to Chanel hangs her wedding band in her mom's face. Paulina at last sees it and pants. Xander and Sarah kissed after they moved in together and discovered Sarah's Xander box. So it's nothing unexpected that Sarah proposes to Xander that they take things to the room and they enthusiastically kiss once more. Marlena tells Alex that she thinks he is in love when he asks her for professional guidance. When he walks in on Theresa kissing Brady, just imagine his surprise. Later he inquires as to whether she actually cares deeply about Brady. Does she, and does he, or would they say they were both just up to speed in a snapshot of worry over their child? Jada is stricken with Rafe, who she tells Stephanie is so beguiling and is nothing similar to her lying, tricking ex. As she says this, in strolls Everett and sees his two exes with her heads together. Later, Everett advises Stephanie that he has an admission to make. Will he truly educate her regarding his past with Jada? Read our Days of Our Lives spoilers to find out what Eric tells Sloane and who might not be pleased with Stefan's most recent move. Days of Our Lives episodes: Alex's eyeful, Maggie's demands, Harris confronts Clyde, and Eric's apology all hint that Alex Kyriakis will be taken aback when he spots Brady Black and Theresa Donovan kissing. Maggie Kyriakis requests replies. Harris Michaels visits with Clyde Weston. Eric Brady will apologize for his better half's intoxication at supper. Alex Kyriakis can't unsee what he strolled in on. Days of Our Lives uncover that Alex will stroll in on Brady and Theresa in an enthusiastic kiss. Obviously, this kiss wasn't Brady's thought, it happened essentially in light of the fact that Theresa is high. Brady was simply endeavoring to promise Theresa that she was a decent individual. Notwithstanding, it isn't probable that Alex will so comprehend. Alex isn't enamored with Theresa. However, he is living with her because he really likes her. Brady positively hasn't had a good word for Theresa since she returned to Salem, so for what reason would he say he is kissing her? Did Brady send him out for snacks so he could move in on his young lady? Someone better do some making sense of before long. DOL, Maggie Kyriakis needs answers now. Maggie realizes that Steve Johnson could do without Konstantin Meliunis by any means. Be that as it may, Maggie has no clue about why Steve would be going after the man in the city. Could Steve at any point make sense of out of this one, or will Maggie agree with Konstantin's position indeed? Will Konstantin once more seduce Maggie? Clyde has requested to see Harris and, surprisingly, raised what befell Lucas Horton. Obviously, Harris is attempting to figure out who is behind the medication ring in Salem, and Clyde is that person. DOL, Alex's eyeful, Maggie's requests, Harris defies Clyde, Eric's conciliatory sentiment. Clyde additionally doesn't mind who he compromises or what wrongdoings he perpetrates even while imprisoned. Will Clyde undermine Harris now that he's eye to eye with him? Days of Our Lives spoilers: Eric Brady apologizes for his better half. Eric has a great deal going on nowadays and he positively might have managed without the impression his better half, Sloane Peterson, made on his mom and John Dark at supper a few evenings ago. Eric wanted to have a private dinner with his family and, of course, let John and Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, spend time with their grandson. Notwithstanding, things unquestionably turned out badly when Sloane decided to drink a whole container of wine before she even served the starters. Eric was embarrassed by his better half's activities and will apologize now that Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimis, is set for the center in Italy. Will Sloane's actions be forgiven by Marlena? Will Eric propose they attempt once more some other time? Days of Our Lives teases Alex as he observes Theresa and Brady sharing a special moment. Alex captures Theresa in a vulnerable position. Check out Watch the Show Unfurl. Days of Our Lives features. Is Alex a man in adoration? Meh, not actually. Yet, he is a man in like. Furthermore, he's certain not going to see the value in getting Theresa, Emily O'Brien, locking lips with another fella. Particularly considering that the other guy is her ex. Alex is shocked when he sees this lecherous lip lock. He's very stunned and not certain what to do now. Does this imply that Theresa and he have officially parted ways? She advised him to get lost as of now. Is she going to attempt to get back with Brady? Will Alex be in for a battle in the event that he needs Theresa all to himself? When Steve is cornered by Maggie and Constantine, criminal minds watch for him to feel the heat. She faces him pretty much every one of the goings-on and requests replies. Can Steve account for himself and demonstrate Constantine is only a wretched messy conniver? Understand this, figure out what occurred on Days of Our Lives. Discussing baddies, Harris visits Clyde. Clyde hasn't allowed a seemingly insignificant detail to like being in jail prevent him from carrying out a large number of violations and not entirely settled to end his rule of dread. That's the last straw, inmate. Apologies, mother. In the interim, Eric makes a genuine expression of remorse to his mom about Sloane's supper have disappointment. His wife drank excessively and made a fool of herself. Will Marlena be a thoughtful visitor who might never blame an apprehensive new mother? Even if it seemed a bit excessive? How Eric Brady will respond to the day's child Jude sensation. The manner in which Sloane continued jabbering shakily during her Days of Our Lives supper with Eric, Marlena, and John, we anticipated that she should exclaim the mystery about Jude's genuine mother and father at that moment. She refrained. For the present. However, it is only a matter of time until the truth is revealed. This has yet to be addressed. How will Eric respond to this? That depends on when and who finds out what. Eric Brady, Our Private Business. Imagine a scenario where Eric figures out that Jude is Nicole's and his before Nicole does. Will Sloane be successful in persuading him to remain silent? All things considered, in the event that he hands the child over to Nicole, EJ will demand playing daddy. Yet, on the off chance that Sloane and Eric keep him, indeed, Eric will experience his parenthood dreams. Alternately, if Nicole leaves EJ, Eric ought to absolutely leave Sloane as well. Change partners and dance, they've always wanted to be together, and you can bet that Nicole will want to give him the name Jude. Baby Jude will be just the reason they need to leave their partners and go for it. Nicole gets Eric, Eric will be a father, and EJ, who did nothing out of sorts, gets kicked to the check. That seems fair, yes. Regardless of how you might look at it. Yet, regardless of whether Nicole chooses to remain with EJ, Eric ought to, in any case, dump Sloane. For a certain something, he never cherished her. She was simply there. For another, she lied about Jude, and she put Nicole through a lot of hardship. Regardless of whether Eric just figures out that Jude is Nicole's, not his, he ought to in any case end this joke of a contemptible marriage and strike out all alone. He can succeed. Clearly, there's one more uterus out there for him someplace.